Hi guys, Jackdaw here, and today I'm doing my first ever news video for Dragon Age 4, looking at the confirmed information and some potential rumours that have sprouted around very recently. So for the sake of those who may not be caught up already on all the Dragon Age 4 news, I'm going to quickly breeze through the already confirmed bits of information that we know about Dragon Age 4's production so far. So technically, this video is more of an everything we know about Dragon Age 4 so far. So without further ado, the first piece of information we know about Dragon Age 4 is that it is currently in development. Mike Laidlaw has officially confirmed the next game's development, saying it's no secret that we're doing something with Dragon Age. It's now practically confirmed that the game is in production, and we also know that BioWare are currently hiring loads of new staff for the upcoming fantasy game, and these jobs themselves vary from character artists, technical assistants, to even computer programmers. So they are totally revamping the studio in Edmonton, hopefully in an aims to create a masterpiece of a game, showing that they may have learned from Mass Effect Andromeda's mistakes, which is a video I created in its entirety. So to me, this is great news to hear. The second piece of news that came out a while ago is the fact that I'm pretty sure we are getting a tactics game in the Dragon Age franchise. An RTS styled tactics game. At least that's what's been hinted according to Mark Darrah and his Twitter poll. We also got a look at some characters a while back in this art book. I did a video on that because I assumed that it was for Dragon Age 4. This art book in itself just shows off so many different characters in the Dragon Age universe. It still could be for Dragon Age 4, but this concept art could also be for a tactics game. I'm going to go with the belief that it is for Dragon Age 4, but it could be for the tactics game. If you want to check out that potential locations video itself, you should totally do that. And the third piece of information that is vital towards Dragon Age 4's production is the game's writing. Alexis Kennedy, who is a freelance video game writer, was revealed in early September to be the first ever guest writer on BioWare's next project, which we know is the next Dragon Age game. In this project, he will be working with Dragon Age masterminds Mike Laidlaw and Patrick Weeks. These are some brilliant masterminds of the Dragon Age franchise, so we can at least hope for Dragon Age 4's writing to be nothing but splendour and superb. Patrick Weeks did, after all, write the character Solas. He also wrote the book The Masked Empire, which is just phenomenal. Now generally that is summing up Dragon Age 4's production. We know that it's deep in production because of the fact that BioWare are currently hiring so many different artists and programmers currently. The writing has been worked on since September, so it's well on its way into deep development. Now generally that's the main news upon its production, the state that it's currently in. Now there have been some rumours and reports very recently, and I'm talking about today. Now I would take all of these with a grain of salt, and I'll go into that in a second, but this next rumour is surrounding Dragon Age 4, its plot, and potential characters returning. We've also got a few facts about the game itself. So taking this all with a grain of salt, we have a brief synopsis of Dragon Age 4. So it says, if the events in Inquisition are closely followed, Dragon Age 4 will put the focus on a massive civil war hitting the fantasy world. Solas will attempt to take over the world with his elves, the Qunari will rebel against every law and order, and the Templars will get even more intense with the mages. Behind the chaotic world in the upcoming entry, Cullen will be the one to prevent the apocalypse from happening. It is also expected that there will be a surprise playable character who will serve as a new protagonist to join Cullen in their attempt to save the world. Now the source of this isn't exactly fully trustable. Now I don't really fully trust the source, to be honest. I have seen it on 2 articles already, and it may be upcoming news, but it just sounds a bit shady. Cullen themselves probably will return to the Dragon Age franchise in an upcoming game. He has, after all, been in every single Dragon Age game. I think it would do us all justice if he were to be a playable character, being a companion. I think that would be great, but generally I would just take this information with a grain of salt. This synopsis here is basically what we already know anyway, the fact that Solas is going to attempt to take over the world, the fact that the Qunari are rebelling even more, but the war with the Templars and mages has kind of already been done in Inquisition, so I guess we'll just have to see what happens with that. Moving on from that though, we have even more reports revealing that the next Dragon Age game must feature open world content. We also have the fact that the combat must also improve by balancing different classes. With this, the upcoming new entry in the franchise will be more challenging to each player. Moreover, BioWare and the rest of the developers must also limit the multiplayer gameplay and not force the multiplayer online. I literally just did a video talking about how multiplayer should probably not return for Dragon Age 4 unless the combat itself is good. So if we get good combat, then I'd say fair play to good multiplayer. but even still I'd rather they focus on the game. So limiting the multiplayer and getting the best of the single player experience is what I'd like, and hearing that sounds decent in my books. And now we have our final report. This report says that Dragon Age 4 will be ready for a debut in 2018, perhaps at EA Play, being just a matter of time before we all see BioWare's next AAA game. Now initially I figured we'd see Dragon Age 4 as soon as Anthem is out. That all depends though, because Anthem could easily get delayed. Overall though, I would take these reports, these rumours, with a grain of salt. They haven't really been officially confirmed by anyone working at BioWare. I just wanted to cover this because I really like giving my opinion on news pieces and rumours and stuff like that. I really enjoy doing that content. And my channel name being journalism, I figured that I could do a bit of speculative rumour investigation towards this. So I really enjoyed doing that, sharing my opinion upon them. Overall, I think the whole plot rumour is a given. We all know the Qunari are going to be rebelling even more, they have done since 2. We know Solas is going to be taking over the world, and Cullen returning is probably very likely. In terms of Dragon Age 4 being ready for a debut next year, I am not too confident in that. The game is now in full production. Fair enough, we might see a trailer, but seeing gameplay, I really doubt it. But maybe BioWare are now being to the stage where they're being forced to show off stuff of their next game because of Mass Effect Andromeda's failure. So maybe they're being forced to show off more stuff and get out there more to try and build a better reputation. Not too sure though. But getting back to Dragon Age, if you would like more speculation on potential locations or more returning characters or just more Dragon Age 4 content, well, you're already in the right place for all of that. You can be sure to hit up one of my most recent Dragon Age videos, or you can subscribe to get more of my upcoming Dragon Age goodness. I have so much Dragon Age content that I am ready to do and I'm just excited to delve into. I'm planning loads of other content, like a returning characters series, some Dragon Age 4 theories, like investigating into Solas, loads of other ideas that I'm just really excited to delve into. So be sure to subscribe for all that Dragon Age content and everything BioWare. I do center my content all on BioWare games, so be sure to sub for all that great content. But until then, for all your things BioWare, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Anthem and potential new IPs that I may steer myself into, you're already in the right place. I have been Jackdaw, and I should go.